Hi everyone, welcome to Yoga with Danielle. Today we're going to get started on our backs. So go ahead and slowly just make your way onto your back in Shavasana, extending your legs out nice and long, maybe as wide as your mat. Turn your palms up towards the sky and move your arms out nice and wide, giving yourself some space between your body and your arms. To start off out here first, we're going to take a nice big deep inhale in through our nose. And then big exhale out through our mouth. Inhaling in through your nose. Big exhale out through your mouth. Inhaling in through your nose. Big exhale out through your mouth. Slowly bring your hands on your rib cage. For these next few rounds of breath, practice your Ujjayi breath, breathing in and out through your nose as best you can. So taking a nice big deep inhale in through your nose. Big exhale out through your nose. Inhaling in. Exhaling out. Now as you start to find the rhythm of your breath, slowly start to just scan your body. Notice the length of your spine, the heaviness in your pelvis, and energy moving out through your legs. And really breathe into your hands. So you're sending breath all the way through the crown of your head, out through the tips of your toes. So breathing fully, breathing deeply, breathing into your hands, sensing and recognizing and feeling your breath. A few more moments here. Okay, great. We're going to add a little side bend stretch here. So go and cross your right ankle over your left. Extend your arms up above your head and then slowly side bend over to the left. Keeping your hips anchored and your shoulders glued to the mat, really breathe into the right side body. So breathe into each rib. Breathe here in this nice big side bend stretch. Exhaling, releasing, coming back through the center, legs out nice and wide as your mat. Left ankle crosses over your right, side bending over to the right. Arms will extend up over your head, breathing into the left side body. And again, try to stay anchored as best you can through the shoulders, through the hips, so you're staying square and glued to the mat. A few more deep breaths here. And slowly begin to unwind, just nice and gentle. Stretching your arms back up over your head. Bring your big toes together to touch. Maybe even arch your back a little bit. And then gently hug your knees into your chest, rocking from side to side, massaging your low back. Nice and gentle here. Good. And then regrounding your feet down onto the mat. Plant your feet. Feet and knees will be hip distance apart. Arms will be in cactus arms. Slowly let your knees fall over to the right and pause here for a moment. Breathe in this gentle twist. Stay for the inhale. Exhale, release, going to the other side. Knees fall to the left. Pause here for a moment. Nice full deep breath here in this soft twist. On your exhale, you'll release, hugging your knees back into your chest and gently just give yourself a little hug. We'll go into a little bit of a deeper twist here. So let your knees fall over to the right. Hug your knees in a little bit closer into your chest. See if you can stack your knees. Energetically squeeze your inner thighs together and extend your left arm out to the left a little bit more. So extending those fingertips a little bit more. Feel energy reaching out through them so you get a nice big stretch through your chest. Good. And let your head fall wherever it feels most comfortable, up towards the sky or over towards your left fingertips. A few more deep breaths here. Slowly release, and we'll move straight to the other side. So knees fall to the left. And again, hug the knees in a little bit closer. Stack the knees, hug the inner thighs in. Extend your right arm out to the right. Okay, feel expansive, feel space, feel energy moving out through your right fingertips. Breathe deeply, full breath. Take your time unwinding, coming back to the center, hugging your knees in. Good, and keeping your knees together, we'll do 3 circles in one direction, just nice and slow. Again, think of this as a massage for your low back. And then slowly reverse the circles, going in the opposite direction. Now taking the knees apart and circling them down and around 3 times in opposition, like little egg beaters, circling for 1, 2, and 3. Slowly reversing the circle, going 3 times in the opposite direction. Great, and then slowly coming into a variation of happy baby pose. It's very similar to Supta Baddha Konasana. So soles of the feet together, knees out nice and wide. And then grabbing onto the outer edges of your feet or your ankles, and then rest your head back down onto the mat. Knees are opening out to the side, and then energetically press your feet into your hands and your hands into your feet. But it's almost like your heels are moving into your pelvis. You can gently rock from side to side. Okay, opening up the inner thighs and the hamstrings. Good. Finding stillness if you'd like. Whatever you're choosing, just connect with your breath. Good. Staying here or moving into happy baby pose by kicking your heels up towards the sky. Good. Maybe this feels like a little bit of a deeper stretch. And again, shift from side to side, finding a little bit of movement, or again, finding stillness. But wherever you're at, finding and connecting to your breath. That nice full deep inhales through your whole body. In through your nose and out through your nose. Release your feet back down. Feet plant onto the mat. Knees will be hip distance apart. And we'll come into the figure 4 glute stretch. Right ankle crosses over your left knee. And pause here at first. Take your right hand and press it into your right thigh bone. And energetically press it away from you so you feel the opening of your hips, a little bit of a stretch or a deep stretch in that right glute. Keep your right foot flexed so you stay nice and energetic here. Good. Your choice to stay here, or you can start to fold in that left leg, interlacing your hands around your left hamstring. And again, any little bit of movement or vibration through the pose is always welcome. Just seeing if you can release tension in your head, neck, and shoulders, and really just focus on that right glute. About 2 more deep breaths here. Take your time. We're going to slowly release the left foot back down. Keep the shape of your legs here. We're going to let everything fall over to the left. Right foot will plant onto the ground and right knee will point up towards the sky. Okay, so try to resist the urge to want to twist this by dropping the right knee. Keep pressing the right knee up towards the sky. And we'll find a little bit of resistance here. So we'll take our left hand and grab our right ankle. Right arm can reach out to the right, or you can use it up against your thigh bone for, again, finding a little bit of that resistance. But you want to feel this oppositional pull with your right hip moving down towards the mat and your right knee moving up towards the sky. So it's this oppositional stretch. Your right hip probably won't touch the mat, but it's just the energy and the line of pull going there so that you get a nice stretch through the outer right hip, maybe even into the right IT band. Okay. A few more deep breaths. And of course, when we move out of this pose, move out of it nice and slow. It's a little intense. Take your time. We'll slowly come back to the center, moving into half happy baby pose. Right hand will grab the outer right foot, ankle, or even behind the knee. Let your right knee move towards the outside of your right shoulder. Kick your right heel up towards the sky. Left knee can stay bent, or you can extend the left leg out nice and long onto the mat. Okay, so this stretch may feel even more intense than full happy baby pose. And it should remind you a little bit of a pose that we do on our forearms, on our knees, okay, lizard's pose. Okay, I know it's not always our most favorite posture to do, but on our back it feels a little bit different. Okay, it's opening up that right hamstring, even the left hip flexor as we extend the left leg out long onto the mat. Again, find your breath here, holding and pausing. When you're ready, you'll slowly release your right foot out nice and long all the way to the left. Go ahead, re-extend your arms back over your head. Give yourself a nice big stretch. And then slowly gather your knees and feet back down onto the mat. Good, and then we'll go to the other side. Left ankle crosses over your right knee. Energetically press the left knee away from you by using your left hand to press into your femur bone. Keep flexing through the left foot. Keep that right foot planted, or when you're ready, you can move into the figure 4 glute stretch by interlacing your hands around your right hamstring. And again, this might be enough of a stretch for you here, so only move into the full figure 4 if you need to. Okay. Good, and then again, any little bit of movement is always welcome, or finding stillness as you find and connect to the rhythm of your breath. Really breathe into that left glute. Soften your shoulders, soften your neck. Be patient as this left side slowly starts to open up and catch up with the right side. Take your time, slowly release your hands, ground your right foot down onto the mat, keep the shape of the legs, and let everything tip over to the right, planting your left foot down onto the mat, left knee points up towards the sky. Good, and then again, right hand will grab your left ankle for adding a little bit of resistance, and then again, left hand can press into your femur bone, or you can extend the left arm out nice and long out to the side. Thinking about the left hip drawing down towards the mat, and again, it won't touch the mat, but the energy is moving down. As you think about your left knee, still pointing up towards the sky, so you have a nice long, almost diagonal line of energy moving here. Ooh, and on this left side for me, I'm really tight. Okay, I'm really feeling this in my IT band and also really into the outer left hip. Okay. Good, and again, as you move out of this, move out of it really slow, okay? It can be really intense, okay? Especially for me on this side, okay? So coming back to the center, and we'll come into half happy baby pose. Again, left hand to the outside of the left foot, ankle or behind the knee. Kick the left foot up towards the sky. Move that left knee to the outside of that left shoulder. Right leg can stay bent, or you can extend the right leg out long onto the mat. Good, resembling, again, that low lunge, okay? That lizard's pose. Okay, but doing it on our back here in our half happy baby pose. Breathe deeply. Taking full deep breaths. Good. When you're ready, take your time. You're going to slowly release your left leg all the way down towards the right. Go slow. Arms will extend back up over your head. And then slowly hug your knees into your chest. Give yourself a hug. Great. And then when you're ready, we're going to roll over onto our left side. Okay, so take your time. There's no rush. Slowly roll over onto the left. Use your hands to help guide you to come on up, still sitting on the left side. Okay, so we're going to come into a little mermaid stretch here. So knees can stay stacked, or you can open up and stag your legs open. Again, it's just going to depend on how you feel with your knees, okay? So as you're here, it's all about this side bend stretch. We're going to reach this left arm up and over. And again, knees can be stacked, open, or your legs might even look like this by reaching your right leg out nice and straight. But again, make it more about the side bend stretch, okay, our mermaid stretch here. Good. Breathe into the ribs on the left side. Good. Inhale in. Exhale, slowly release, and we're going to switch to the other side. So I'm going to swing my legs over to the left. Okay, I'm going to be sitting on my right hip. And again, knees can be stacked. You can stag them open, opening up, giving up a little bit of space. Reach that right arm up and over to the left for a nice big side bend stretch on the right side. Again, choose whichever legs feel best for your knees, but make it all about the side body stretch here in your mermaid pose. Good. Inhaling in. Exhaling out. Good. Inhale in. Exhaling, releasing, slowly making your way into tabletop. So spreading your fingers out nice and wide, hands under your shoulders, knees under your hips, and gently just start to move your spine, connecting your breath to your movement as you move in and out of cat and cow. Good. Be really curious here. You can stay in one pose a little bit longer if you need to. Take a few breaths and then move back in and out of cat and cow. Okay. From here, you're going to come into neutral spine. Extend your right leg back behind you and gently just rock forward and backwards, just opening up through the calf and the ankle. Good. And then when you're ready, slowly shift your shoulders over your wrist and slowly extend the left arm up towards the sky. See if you can keep your hips square. So you might have to lift that right hip up a little bit higher as we're twisting here. Good. Exhaling, releasing, and then we'll slowly switch sides. Left leg extends back, slowly rocking forwards and backwards a few times to stretch out the calf and the ankle. We'll add the twist when you're ready, shoulders over your wrist. This time, right arm will reach up towards the sky, and then try not to let that left hip roll under. Keep your hips square, so you might have to lift the left hip up a little bit. Good, and then exhaling, releasing, slowly lowering back down. Okay, into your tabletop. From here, we're gonna move into pigeon pose. Okay, so right knee is going to come to the outside of the right wrist. Bump this left leg back a little bit more. You can always use a pillow or a blanket under the hips if needed. And then see if you can come up into this little back bend first. Okay, so stay extended up here in your pigeon pose. Lift up through your chest. Find your strength. Find a little bit of activation here. Inhale in, and then exhaling, slowly start to fold over the right leg as you come into pigeon pose. Be patient. Take your time, connect with your breath, let your breath move through your whole body, just like we did at the beginning of our practice, thinking about your breath moving from your lungs up through the crown of your head, all the way out through the tips of your toes. Finding release and opening slowly. Okay, you can keep your arms underneath you if you'd like. Or if you want to go a little bit deeper, you can start to extend your arms forward, or you can bring your hands under your forehead. Okay, so just finding, again, a little bit of relaxation here, even though we know that this posture is pretty intense here. Just find ways to connect with your breath. Be patient as this right side slowly starts to open up. Make sure you're releasing tension anywhere else in your body, right? So make sure your jaw's not clenching, your shoulders are relaxed, and it's all about the breath here. Embody pigeon, sense it, feel it. And when you're ready, go slow, walk your hands under your shoulders, slowly lift up gently, and make your way back into tabletop. Okay. Doing another round of cat and cow, or inviting any other organic movement that feels good, circling your head and your hips in opposition, maybe wagging your tail from side to side, maybe adding, some cobras in if you'd like, just anything that feels good for your body at this moment. Okay, when you're ready, take your time. We'll move to pigeon pose on the left side. So left knee towards your left wrist, bumping and walking that right leg back so your hips have somewhere to go. And stay active here. Lift up through your chest. Slight little back bend. It's very small, but feel strong here. Inhale in. Exhaling, slowly start to release over that left leg, nice and slow. Coming into pigeon on the second side. And start over again. Start from the beginning, connecting with your breath, feeling your breath move through your whole body. And again, keeping your arms underneath you, or you can extend them out. You're welcome to kind of go back and forth if you'd like. But as you start to hold this pose a little bit longer, this is where other tensions like to creep in. So just kind of check in, notice your shoulders, okay, notice your jaw, notice your mind. Notice if your mind is wandering, right? We want to stay present. We want to embody the pose. We want to stay with pigeon. Letting this left side catch up with the right. And again, just be patient as you breathe here in release. When you're ready, slowly start to walk your hands under your shoulders. And again, take your time. There's no rush. You're going to ground down and slowly make your way back into tabletop. Okay. And again, invite another round of cat and cow, okay, or any other organic movement, just shifting around a little bit here. Whatever you're doing, choose your breath. Okay, great. We're going to add back in that same twist we did at the beginning of this little series here, okay? So right leg is going to reach back behind us. Left arm is going to reach up towards the sky. And again, keep those hips square as possible. Release, switching sides. Left leg extends back. Right arm reaches up towards the sky. Square the hips as best you can. Exhale, slowly release, and we'll make our way into child's pose. Big toes together, knees out nice and wide, shifting the hips back and down. And just breathe. Nice full deep breath, just in and out through your nose in your child's pose. On your next inhale, slowly shift forward. Okay, we're going to make our way up into a seated position to end our practice today. So you can sit with your legs crossed, or you can bring the soles of your feet together, knees out nice and wide. And just roll your shoulders back just a few times, just forward and backwards, okay? Just kind of adjusting, the length of your spine to make sure you're sitting up nice and tall. Join your palms together to touch at your heart center. Lift your sternum up towards your thumbs. Take nice full deep breaths in through your nose and out through your nose. Just being in gratitude for your practice, for showing up on your mat. And take a moment just to notice how you feel right now versus when you first started. And how a little bit of movement, a little bit of time for self-care really goes a long way. Namaste, everyone. I hope you enjoyed this short little practice. We'll see you next time.